Earth 2020. Society is in ruins, and a virus runs rampant among the world's humble citizens. They are lost. In these dark times, three wayward nerds cross paths at the House of India and realize they are destined to be friends. And so they did. This is their story. The story of The Side Quest.
Welcome back to the Side Quest Podcast. My name is Matt.
I'm BJ.
I'm Luke.
That was a really nice bump. Hold on.
Context.
Hold on. It's a really nice bump of self-esteem when you're like, yeah, you know, it's the whole James Bond in Scotland fisherman vibes with this. It's a Christmas present. My mom does give me some nice clothes, you know, because it's the thing that, like,
As you
maybe
get
as a kid I didn't appreciate, and I also am very grateful that my mom doesn't give me horrible clothes. But
Yeah, I mean, I dread the idea of having to spend my money on clothes.
yeah.
but the idea is like I get clothes that I like is now as an adult is something I deeply am grateful for.
Well, for me, I know that if it's left to me, it's t-shirts and like.
Well, it's like I
Now-
always
now,
ask my
like, fucking
mom
joggers
for,
and shit,
for new
yeah.
black socks because I lose them so much,
Yeah.
and it's my fault. It really is. But secondly, which is total ADHD brain, is 93% of you who watch our videos are not subscribed. Let's change that.
Why would you do that to us?
It's so easy.
I don't know if you were talking to them or Matt with that sentence.
Them.
Them. So
They know what they did.
that's right. We've been
Subscribe to the
steadily we've been steadily growing on YouTube, and
You don't have to watch everything, but it would be nice if you let us know you cared a little bit.
Even if you if
True.
all you comment is a little thumbs up emoji, that's cool.
yeah,
We appreciate it.
yeah,
But mostly Scrabbles.
yeah.
Subscribe,
we want
please.
So
we
many
want all the
subscribers.
Scrabbles, dude.
So many Scrabbles.
Our Scrabbles better be bigger than Kanye
Well,
West.
I want to
Scrabble
get
number.
back into the thing that we were started the conversation of. We watched BJ and I,
watched.
I will say I think Skyfall counts to watching 3 movies together, because Luke watched like
Spectre.
3/5 of it with us,
I feel
and
like
you've seen it before, so you know how it
Yeah.
ends. So BJ and I watched
they watched
Casino
all of-
Royale,
yeah.
Quantum of Solace, Skyfall, and then last 2 nights ago Spectre.
Yeah.
It was after we went to go get the shabu shabu.
We watched Skyfall.
Skyfall, and then I left early because I had to beat all the freezing temperatures.
Yeah, we've had a nice little winter storm here. I wish it lasted a little bit longer, to be fair.
I was getting stir crazy, dude. I have to be stuck at home with my fucking dad. I need out of my house.
But
Jesus Christ.
I am glad we watched, because as much as the Mission Impossible movies are very cool, there's a certain
Je ne sais quoi.
je ne sais quoi,
Well, that's
a little, cut of his jib of James Bond.
that's kind of the thing with
James
everything.
Arthur Bond.
I feel like James Bond has always been like, for whoever the Bond is for its time, was like kind of that like a little step up above like the current action.
I don't
movies.
know, because I've
like, the
watched
current
so
ones.
many. Oh, current ones.
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying, but, like,
I've
like-
watched so many of the old ones, and that's where these new ones. And I am like the biggest backer of Daniel Craig and the writers and directors.
I'm saying in the
these
sense
new
of like,
ones.
if you look at like Pierce Brosnan's Bond, it's probably better written and more like sophisticated than like the action movies of the time. Like, you know what I mean?
No.
Like case what, look at Mission Impossible, like you said, Mission Impossible versus Bond, or like John Wick doesn't count. But
I'm
or
just
I guess
saying,
kinda,
like I've watched so many, like
Yeah.
including
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery, and then there's 2 others that the guy who
You've
plays,
seen one of the Pierce Brosnan ones, I know.
I've seen so many of the Pierce Brosnan.
He did. Well, I think they've all done roughly like 5 or 6.
Because I watched a lot of those before I got into James Bond with Pierce Brosnan. Before the
I mean, like
Daniel Craig
I do
ones.
think it is definitely of its time, but I still like GoldenEye.
They're funny, but they're so much more campy than these.
Yeah.
And again, they treat it's different where you you're treating this person as
A person versus a superhero.
or
pretty much.
yeah, like not a deity, but like they're like, oh, James Bond, he's just like
He's the physical manifestation.
Well,
of
well,
destiny.
like-
it's just different than this one where he does act so human and all this stuff, when even though it's like, oh, but in the other ones he does get into these conflicts where he fails or he does get beat up, and it just
yeah,
feels
but you
different.
don't see how it affects him in those.
Yes.
And in this one, it's like, oh fuck, I fucked up.
Well,
Or shit's going wrong. You're gonna see him feel that.
It's the same thing with like how they like also depict his relationships in with Daniel Craig. 'Cause, like even like some of the older ones, it's always here's the new Bond girl that he falls in love with, and she either is gonna die or they just leave and never talk to her again.
And never mention it.
Yeah.
again.
Oh, yeah, it's like-
Vesper
it's-
has been mentioned in every subsequent movie.
Well, like
It's true,
What
because-
was the one? What was the one? I forget which Bond movie this was, but there's one where like I remember because I watched like a Bond documentary when Daniel Craig. It was on Casino Royale's disc, like DVD, and they were talking about all the Bond women. And one of the actresses comes up and is like, "Yeah, it was great for the time. It maybe not nowadays or whatever she said because the character was a lesbian who Bond turned straight because he was that good." And it's I forget what movie it was. I want to say it was Octopussy, which terrible name by the way.
yeah.
But but that was one where I was like, yeah, she loves women.
Octopussy.
But then Bond shows up and is like, actually though.
I mean,
Versus then like,
I hear that, but I think that this current James Bond, if there's anybody to do it,
it'd be Daniel
it'd be
Craig.
Daniel Craig. I mean, so let's do a little breakdown. We
it's-
don't have to go too deep.
I do want to give a funny tangent that like I think it's really funny that he goes from Bond to what the fuck is the character's name in Knives Out?
with the thick
Yeah.
as molasses, Kentucky.
Yeah.
I mean,
He goes from the most suave straight dude who pulls bitches to gay as fuck thick.
What?
Yeah, he's gay in the Knives Out.
But he
movies.
doesn't act gay as fuck.
He doesn't act. He's subtle things. Apparently, there was when they had to do like the I guess they had to like swab them or put something down their throat. He like doesn't have a gag reflex, and he says like, oh, normal Saturday night, some shit.
But the two Daniel Craig movies that I watched back to back were Logan Lucky and Casino Royale,
Yeah,
which is a
dude.
night and day difference.
Yeah.
Do love him in Logan.
Oh,
Lucky.
Logan-
He's the best.
Yo, do we add that to our list?
Maybe not. No, we texted about it
Yeah.
because you watched it over Christmas.
I've seen it like 3 times now.
Logan Lucky's so
I
fucking
love that
good,
movie.
dude.
So
I
good.
love that movie, dude.
It's because I don't really. I mean, I haven't seen Marriage Story with
Oh, it's very good. But
Channing
it's
Tatum.
very sad.
Or
Yeah,
no,
yeah, yeah.
Adam Driver, yeah.
Adam Driver. So the only other movie I've seen him
Star
in
Wars.
is
And
Star
Black-
Wars.
Black
and so when
Klansman.
I see him in Logan Lucky, I go, "This is way better."
Yeah,
actor.
Black Klansman too.
Oh, that's true.
Although he
true.
was normal. in
That's
Black
that
Klansman.
movie that he did all those ad libs that
Yeah.
everybody disagreed with.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
took picture. Oh, it's like, hey man, I just told you to say get back
Whoa.
here.
So, but like, just what? Yeah, in
Your
Logan
line
Lucky
is
was
come back.
was one of those movies where it changed what I thought about a lot of actors.
Yeah, Logan Lucky is also very good because it's like growing up in the South, I know every archetype
yeah.
in that movie, and seeing those actors play them, like they're really fucking
Okay,
good
so
at this.
if you haven't seen Logan Lucky, go watch it. It's the
Think redneck,
version of
Ocean's
Ocean's
11.
Yeah, of the Ocean's movie.
It's Masterminds if Masterminds was a dramedy instead of a straight up comedy.
Well, and then the other thing, which I didn't realize until we watched it, was that was actually the first time I've ever watched Jack Quaid.
Yeah.
Because he plays one of the brothers of
Jack Quaid's really good in that role too.
I fucking love Jack Quaid. He's Superman. He's in The Boys.
That new movie he has coming out looks pretty fun.
It does look really good, actually. Yeah.
So
So Bond, Daniel Craig.
Bond.
I have to preface everything that I'm going to say. My only experience with Bond before that was the GoldenEye game, and I didn't even finish it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I've ever finished the main game, but I played a fuck ton of the multiplayer, like with friends coming over and shit. Like, I don't think I ever complete the campaign. So y'all went in order. So you started with Casino Royale. How'd you fuck with that one? Because I love Casino Royale.
I think that to watch back to back Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace is a really
There's no other way to do it.
because it's a continuation of the story. It's obviously the weakest movie, Quantum of Solace, but it feels like it completes the first movie.
Like it definitely feels like a part 1, part 2 instead of
It's weakest because
yeah.
it definitely puts the female character as way more of a protagonist than she needs to be. But
I also just think the villain is probably the weakest too of Quantum. I didn't really like.
If you just look at it as an epilogue to Casino Royale, I think it's perfect.
Yes. Yeah, agreed. Especially when it really does the whole thing of is just him dealing with the death of the person that he actually loved and was willing to leave it all for.
Yeah.
And to have that as the premise of the first movie.
Yeah.
Then if you were to go to the next movie and he's just over it, that would make him not a person.
Yeah.
It would make him not a person, and that's where I'm like, okay, it's okay if it's a weak movie. It flushed out the character of James Bond more. Because you'll have, shows that are long running like Game of Thrones where you have weak episodes, but they flush out the character, and so that makes the character more in depth, more enjoyable to watch, and you invest more in them.
And it's also, it could be like a weak episode in terms of like, oh yeah, the writing wasn't as good here, this one is good, but like that moment of character growth can make that episode better for you in the long run. You're like, you know what, I actually fuck with that because of this, versus like,
because we finally don't end a Bond movie, and by the time we get to the next one, he's moved on with his life. That's a huge deal. Is we actually he's still struggling with everything.
This is the first time.
To be fair, he's still not over it until the last movie.
This is the first time, and like to your point of like the older Bond movies being just kind of like a new chapter every single time. This is like the first time where like they are consistently calling back to shit that happened in the previous movies and how it affects Bond. Like, so the whole thing with Spectre was like, was Judi Dench? That's the It's like, that thing happened. Bond is not fucking over that. So that's his whole purpose in like the start of Spectre.
Going through, no, you don't have to be sorry. Yep. So going through, I'm just pushing the conversation forward. Going through to Skyfall, then.
I want to give my personal ranking so far.
Yeah.
Okay, so Casino Royale.
Casino Royale is a solid 7. A really good introduction to the character and some of the tropes that I know have existed for a long time, but they felt new and fresh to me because I hadn't seen them. So I felt like they did that a good job. And then, like...
You said 7?
7 for that one.
Okay.
Quantum of Solace, I'd put it at like a 4 as a standalone thing. I do like all the stuff with James dealing with his trauma and everything. But then you get to Skyfall, and Skyfall is fucking 10 out of 10. They introduce Mallory, Q. You get James' past and everything. You see, like, someone that he grew up with and everything. The classic Aston Martin. Like, that was the one where they were like, all right, let's do this shit for real, balls to the wall. I fuck with that hard.
That also felt like, because Casino Royale and Quantum were definitely like, we're going to reimagine Bond. And, like, it probably lined up perfectly where, like, I feel like Skyfall came out kind of at the start of that nostalgia train of everything's calling back to shit. But Skyfall did it in such a way.
But it didn't do it as a way of, like we're just going to make money off of it, and we're going to
because they still continued the story of Casino Royale and Quantum.
Well, especially because the whole thing is he gets fucked over, but he pushes through it, and he could abandon the woman that had gotten him killed. He could have he could have
just stayed on that beach.
He could have burned the bridges of things, but he was like, all right, I don't care that this person shot me. I don't care that this person told her to shoot me, and then he's just badass. And you get, a lot of stuff of him being in his weakest form where he's struggling, and that's you get to see him in a very vulnerable position.
Seeing him dragged down to the bottom
you'll never see that. Even when other movies when he gets captured and tortured, it's not vulnerable.
Well, because case in point, the torture scene in Casino Royale, it's like, even though he's
like, hey, I have a
stripped
little
naked
itch.
And they're fucking him,
he's just fucking with him
he's
the
still
whole time.
controlling the conversation and kind of fucking with Mads Mikkelsen. You go to Skyfall, it's like, fuck.
Yeah, when he's going through all the tests and he's he has to put on this appearance that he can get through these tests, and then he collapses on the ground after doing the pull-ups. You're like, oh no. And then when his hand's shaking during the marksman test, brutal. So they kind of so then let's go to Spectre.
Spectre, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. I mean, it's impossible to follow Skyfall, but I did like the villain and all that stuff. I didn't like the love interest very much. That felt kind of shoehorned that they actually were together.
I agree. I don't like the interest. I
think the storyline is interesting with her. They didn't really need to fall in love.
I also don't think that they're, and this is really crazy that you're talking about chemistry in Bond movie, but I did not see any chemistry there. I did not see a reason for him to fall in love with her.
A reason for him
I
to
agree.
care. Like
Because
her, cool.
the whole time she was pushing them away. The only time when they fuck on the train is after he saves her life, which is a common thing. It's like, you saved me, I'm gonna fuck you now.
Yeah.
And so, but there's no chemistry there.
Yeah.
There's nothing to keep him there other than which they do say, but it's hard to believe something when it's told to us instead of see it on camera. And what they keep telling us goes, oh, she can understand James because she's lived her whole life with running away from things. And so you're like, oh, they can understand that part about each other.
Like,
and we don't see that on camera other than it's being
told us and like
said. Oh, I think Karma's out.
Yeah, like it's the thing was like I think Lea Seydoux is a great actress, and she did a good job of the role. But like it definitely was moments from like even watching, like I left, I think, as they got
I would have
dinner date to the
preferred
train.
the actress from Mission Impossible who plays
Peggy Carter in the Avengers, and then now the the other one. Wait, who?
no
was
the blonde one from Mission Impossible.
Which one?
From
Ghost or
no from Fallout. Remember?
I don't remember because I know I think the
you'll recognize. She plays Jessica in Dune.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a woman role in a spot. So speaking of, I was thinking about this in the car. Let's take two spies that we know and pit them against each other. So we have, what's his name for Mission Impossible? What's the character's name?
Ethan.
Tom Cruise.
Ethan
Hunt.
Ethan Hunt.
Yeah.
And James Bond.
Okay. Does it just have to be secret agents or someone who works for like a secret society?
We're putting them
Just
two
agents.
Are
together.
they facing each other, or
Yes.
are they trying to solve something at the same time?
Because I was gonna say,
Okay, well, we can do both.
fucks-
Hold on.
let's say-
My first instinct is the classic face-off battle.
Well, okay, if it's face-off
Face off,
battle,
James is clinching that shit.
killing him.
And I agree. And this is my reasoning behind it. First of all, in all the movies, we see James, how he can handle a gun when he's under pressure is insane.
Yeah.
He literally, and it's one of those things where, like, it makes sense for somebody who's used guns and that's their profession.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't need always to do two hands. He knows where he's pointing, and it's quicker for him while he's grabbing onto something to just go like that. He knows his guns. He doesn't always have to go, ugh, And so we rarely see Ethan use guns.
It's skill
Ever.
versus luck.
I will say Ethan though has the advantage of he can get around. He can escape better than James.
If they're under foot race, Ethan Hunt's got him beat by a mile.
Ethan Hunt's true, but
James is like
though,
James goes, fuck, he can run. Like,
but
he's out of
James
breath.
Bond has like, especially because Ethan Hunt, it really revolves around his team. Daniel Craig James Bond,
He can just be the guy.
be on his own.
Q and M, sure. Fucking
not
James.
Daniel Craig.
Well, even then, again,
Pierce Brosnan and Sean Connery have gadgets up the wazoo.
Well, yeah, but like Q can still help because you still have to give him some of the gadgets, get the cool car with the cool shit. But even still, I feel like Ethan Hunt relies on the gadgets. James Bond can get in there with just a pistol and his wits, and he'll fucking
I mean,
it.
the Metal Gear Solid 4 gun that he gets, he loses it immediately and still wins that battle.
So, and the other thing is that I've witnessed in all of these James Bonds, what I said is the superpower Daniel Craig James Bond has is what was the word I said? Is like he gets beat up and he keeps going.
Endurance.
Tenacity.
Tenacity, endurance,
like he will face off people that are way bigger than him.
Fucking Batista.
And they'll be in fights, and he'll
He's
get
kicking
beat
his
down
ass for a while, too.
And he still ends up on top just from the ability to like withstand punches and getting beat up. And like the tenacity of that is crazy. So
Man, it's really funny that you like that about James Bond, but you won't watch Daredevil, where that's his whole thing.
that's not. I won't watch it.
You should watch Daredevil, though.
I
It's great.
should.
It's a phenomenal show.
To be fair, though,
We should
right
start that
now
tonight.
I'm bombarded with things that I'm concerned about watching.
Yeah, Severance comes out. in
I
3 days.
I just need to say we've been on a train of watching stuff, and sure, when there's a good stopping point, I would love to. I really would. There's nothing against it. I'm just saying right now there's a clear directive of things we need to watch, things we should watch, and things like
I
all
know,
of that.
because I know
Because the second the next My Hero episode comes out, we have to watch it.
Yeah.
because I know
But that's not going to be for a while.
True,
right now,
but we've been watching Squid Games,
we need to touch on that.
and also Severance comes out in 3 days. So
Oh,
it's
I was gonna say, well,
and we had to catch up on Squid Games. So it's like right now I can't think of any other thing.
Well, I was gonna say you
trying to
probably have
fit in that.
time because I think Daredevil Born Again comes out in May. I think so. You have like fucking
After
4-ish
Severance,
months.
when we're in a lull with Severance, we'll be able to watch something else because we're trying to finish Squid Game as fast as possible so we can just focus on that.
Are you gonna just watch Daredevil then maybe Punisher?
I mean, he has to see Punisher.
Yeah. 'Cause
Punisher-
I think Jessica Jones season 1's pretty good.
It's good,
See,
but
I
it's mostly
prefer to
because
watch
of David
Punisher
Tennant.
over Daredevil.
But you need to watch Daredevil season 2 to understand why any of the stuff is
Yeah,
happening.
because
In
it literally
Punisher.
is that's his, it's literally like
Could I just watch the first 2 seasons and then watch Punisher?
That's
it
what I
happens-
was gonna have you do.
Okay,
because
it's season
there's an
1
order for the
Because
seasons.
honestly, I'm much more invested in the actor of Punisher
yeah.
It's I think it's his best role.
They're both coming back in,
more
in
than
the new
dead,
Daredevil.
than generic,
More than Dead Brother?
more
than
than
Dead
generic
Brother.
Dead Brother.
Maybe besides Mikey and the Bear.
I loved when we watched Peanut Butter Falcon, and you're like, oh no, he's a Dead Brother again.
I was like, he's such a good Dead Brother.
Shout out Peanut Butter Falcon, great movie,
It
Phenomenal
is.
movie.
fun movie.
So Spectre, where'd you rank it? You said
I said an 8.
8. So yeah, so it goes Skyfall, Spectre, Casino, Quantum,
Yeah.
That's mine.
and we still have to watch No Time to Die. Yeah.
No Time to Die, but it's one of those things where here's my same feelings as Doctor Who. I knew the episode where Matt Smith changed into Peter Capaldi, and I didn't, and I stopped there. I literally couldn't because I was like, I can't
You don't want to give up.
I
on
can't
Matt
live
Smith,
in the
yeah.
reality where Peter Capaldi is my doctor
Yeah.
because I already lost Matt Smith. I mean, I already lost David Tennant.
Yeah, you lost David Tennant. Now you're losing Matt
and
Smith.
I was
now,
like,
too.
Matt Smith is good, different, but good.
You know they brought him back again.
Oh, of course they did. He's everyone's favorite doctor.
But what
Tennant
they
or
did this
Smith?
time, Tennant.
Tennant, yeah.
David Tennant.
They did an episode where they were like, "Oh, he's regenerating," and then he splits into 2 people, and then David Tennant is there, and they're like, "Oh, you must have some unfinished business."
Any Christmas special, which is when they do like not multiverse, multi-doctor. Any Christmas special.
Has Matt Smith and David Tennant been on screen together for a Doctor Who thing?
yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah.
the one with the War Doctor is the best Doctor Who content.
And I think Christmas special of like 2022.
Because Matt Smith is such an interesting actor. Because I did like him as a Doctor Who.
He was great.
He's I
we
think
we
he's
got,
alright as Aegon, or not Aegon. What is it? Aemon? What is his fucking?
Aemon.
Yeah, he's alright.
I don't like him much as Eamon.
Except
I don't
when
like
he
him in season
faces
2
off
as Aemon.
versus the Crab King.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah, the crab
when
people.
they let him fucking fight, he's sick as fuck. But then when they
Whenever
go
he
into-
opens his mouth,
Yeah,
I fucking hate
But
it.
it's
Yeah,
also
yeah.
he just looks so unnatural with that hair.
yes,
Yeah.
That's
No,
like
You
'cause-
can tell it's fake. He
Yeah.
has one of those faces where anything but his natural hair, you can always tell.
Well, it's the same thing for me with was it One Eye, the guy with the patch? He was in his actor was in Last Kingdom, like this short cropped hair, and then seeing him with the obvious fucking wig, I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like that wig at all. It does not fit you at all. Same with Matt Smith, where I'm like, you look at him and go, that is aggressively a wig.
So, well, let's talk about Squid Games.
How's
So-
season 2?
we need to start with season 1.
That's
fair.
right.
Because
Yeah,
Matt had not seen it before.
That is true.
I had, but
So season 1 is
it was impossible to live in the age of social media
and not
Where
and not-
everyone else is watching and posting about it.
and not see every game, so many clips from, and so I was like, okay, well, it's clear this. It's also clear that this guy's gonna win, and you know, it was good and interesting to me though, and I was thinking like, and we talked, and we talked about like ways that I think I would have done it differently. Is like, it would be really interesting
More focus on other characters.
if you as a viewer did not know who the protagonist was,
Yeah.
and you were like, every week you're like, they cover like 10 people, and you're like, oh, like I wonder who is, you know, like that would have been really interesting. But it's such a clear, like, this is the guy that's gonna win and all this other stuff, that it just, you know, I know it's supposed to be like, who it just to me, and plus seeing everything, it just it didn't feel.
Squid Game
as
definitely feels like if
as
you
suspenseful.
didn't watch it blind, it loses a lot.
Especially
of the,
because then my mind goes immediately not tearing it apart.
Did you
or
know-
picking
did
it
you-
apart, but like a kind of that same sense of where I just go like, oh, since I kind of know the direction it's heading, I can now focus on other stuff, which then makes me find things that I would do differently or don't like as much, or I feel predicted. You know, all the again, yeah.
Did you know who like the main like, what's the the one not behind the game, but like the.
Yeah, I predicted it.
You predicted that already, yeah.
To be fair, nobody really gave me a blatant clue.
Yeah.
But it just was something that was on my mind.
You can kind of see.
Except for Carmen, who every time someone important comes on screen, she goes, "I wonder what they will do."
Yeah, but it wasn't. It really wasn't Carmen. It was like you said something, which was a good hint. It wasn't a blatant hint to like you were just like. The first episode we watched, or the second episode we watched, where they finally show the Masked Man, and I was like, I wonder who he's related to, and you just said who he's like related to, and you're like, well, we haven't met that character yet, and so it was like, to be fair though, there's a bazillion people that we meet, so it wasn't like a blatant thing. But then I thought immediately though, because he's going once the police guy, spoilers, goes through the files,
season 1
and can't find his brother. And doesn't know anything that I go like, but he's clearly his brother got the thing, so he's clearly a part of this game. It's gotta be the face man.
I love the different ways
the front man.
I love the different ways that we'll all like react to things where we want to know. Like Carmen will be like, I wonder. Like Carmen very much will like audibly say something, whereas me and BJ.
To be fair, she watched it when it came. The last time she watched it was when it came out, so she forgot a lot of things. Which, you know, to be fair, like. Is me anytime I watch something when it comes out and then rewatching and being like, oh fuck, I completely forgot this happened.
I just like Matt will get visibly excited about something that he wants us to see, whereas like me and BJ will do the thing where we'll go slight turn to the head to like watch the person. What was it with Lemillion in My Hero? Just me and BJ consistently looking at Matt going,
yeah, but that was a lot of that was just
that
because
was
I was
stress
being
for
fucking
you.
berated
Yeah.
the whole time.
God.
that
For
was
several episodes in a row.
Yeah, that was you just being like, no guys, please, one more.
Even though when Bakugo died, I was like, good. Fuck this guy. I'm tired of him.
Yeah.
I was like, why are we gonna literally lose? What's the guy?
We lose nothing if Bakugo dies.
That's not true. We lose. Oh, if we lose nothing if Bakugo dies, but if Bakugo lives, we lose. What's his name? What's the hero that keeps keeping his
Deadshot.
Yeah, it's like, why are we losing him? He's so much more of a hero.
Legitimately,
than,
also more with better tech than just explosion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
season 1.
Season 1, it was good. It was good watch. It was fun watching it with everybody. I enjoy those kind of nights. But
Season 2.
holy shit, they turned it up.
It's on another fucking level.
Okay, because
dude.
I've seen the first 2 games, whatever, how many episodes that is, where it's red light, green light again.
Don't tell us what the second game is because we don't know yet.
Okay, so then I'm a little ahead of you, I guess. Then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've seen red light, green light, and then whatever the second one is, and then I stopped.
They've
there.
turned it up to 11 for this season.
Yeah,
it is
shit is
way
going
more
crazy.
intense.
I love that
because
they
the whole
gave.
I like the bit where it's like he's like, no, I'm gonna go in and stop it, and that's his whole thing. Where he's like, no, get me back in the game again. And
But
it's
that's
like,
also-
I love everybody asking us like, are you fucking serious?
The whole crux of his plan is like, I'm gonna hire mercenaries. I'm gonna get this fake tracking tooth, and then he gets in there and he realizes they took out the tracking chip, and then they do that anime zoom in like, what the fuck?
The meme of his face for like the first season. Second season is.
Yeah. But like the thing that I hate so much is that like he's just abandoned his daughter.
What else is he gonna do? Motherfuckers are dying.
You know
what? I also hate American soldiers because they leave their families behind to fight for a better cause. Fuck those guys. Right, Matt?
All I'm saying is at least he could have said hi to her. He literally was like, I'm gonna see you soon, and I got a present for you. Never mind. I'm disappointing you again.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that-
I mean,
Sorry,
that-
honey, I got deployed again.
That broke my heart.
Sorry, honey. Deployment. You know how it is.
Yeah.
I know. I do like though the setup and where they're gonna go, because I'd asked my brother, like, and I won't say it on the pod, but I was like, hey, is it, because this was before I started watching, he had already watched it, and I just asked him, and I won't tell you the answer he gave me, but I was like, hey, are there at least gonna be new fucking games in this season? Because if it's just the same shit over again, I don't care. And he gave me an answer. I was like, all right, cool, whatever. And then
I know they're doing some shit with monkey bars kind of thing, because that's on the wall of them like hanging off of something.
If you've seen the trailer, you know there's gonna be new shit. Obviously, I hadn't seen the trailer at that point yet. So
I thought we did see the trailer.
You might have.
You know, I will say, speaking of trailers, after we finished Severance,
After we rewatched Severance
but
season
it's
one,
good.
I still need to watch Severance. I do need to finish it.
Bro.
Well, because we watched the first episode. Was it the first
speed
episode?
run Severance again tonight.
I'd be down.
Yeah,
Well,
It's the best show ever made. I
saw.
don't give a fuck.
I saw season
more than
or-
Bear.
The Bear is my favorite show.
Severance is objectively the best. show.
Objectively the best show.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
I get the distinction. I'm
I'm gonna be the normie dickhead where I still think Breaking Bad is like up top for me. But like, to be fair, I haven't seen Severance all the way through, so that might change.
But it's crazy what a show can do in one season compared to what the Breaking Bad does in what 8
5.
seasons. 5.
Yeah. Well, yeah. To be fair, and I think Breaking Bad was definitely at the tail end of the, because I think Game of Thrones started when Breaking Bad was ending. And like Walking Dead was
But I
kind of getting
still,
tough.
like,
Breaking Bad
even-
still was
but
kind
Game
of
of
old, like kind of
Thrones-
old.
Breaking Bad really threw us into the drama TV show.
Yeah.
It's true, but
era.
but I still would take Game of Thrones even with its sucky seasons over Breaking Bad because we get so many different good storylines. That's
Yeah.
a personal thing.
I think Breaking Bad. I really fuck with, like, I know Walter White's the protagonist, but like I really view Jesse as like the central character.
Yeah, he plays
like,
3
yeah.
different Sonic games throughout the course of the series.
Yes, of course. But like, it's the thing where like you're seeing Walt kind of become the villain or the antagonist, I guess, or whatever it is. But then like Jesse's just kind of been dragged through everything through this. Like, yeah, he started being like he got Walter into the thing, but then Walter clearly took it. It became his empire, his thing, and he just kept dragging Jesse. And everybody kept
ruined
dragging,
Jesse's fucking life.
Yeah.
Jesse, like, he got clean and everything. He wasn't gonna do shit anymore, and then it's like all of his girlfriends are murdered. It's just rough for him.
That's why I liked El Camino. I need at least one good thing out of this universe. At least that.
Wait,
but then
the
movie.
is connected to the Breaking Bad universe.
El Camino.
What?
You didn't know this?
The Quentin Tarantino, not Quentin Tarantino.
No, it's Jesse Pinkman after Breaking Bad. It's just called El
as the
Camino.
old man.
No, what are you talking
You're
about?
you're talking about Gran Torino. I'm talking about El Camino.
El Camino. Okay.
Oh
yes.
my gosh!
I was
no,
like, Gran Torino is Jesse.
that's Jesse Pinkman. Yeah, he just got racist
Pinkman
over
and
the years.
racist. He went to war.
Yeah, no. El Camino, like, I think it was Netflix, right? Yeah, Netflix did the movie.
Okay.
It's just an epilogue of
Gotcha.
yeah, it's really good. I need to finish Better Call Saul, but I do like Better Call Saul.
I think I have 1 season left.
I think I'm in the same boat.
But the best part of Better Call Saul is fucking Nacho.
100%. Well, that and seeing Gus more.
Yeah, and Mike.
Yeah, like
Everybody loves Mike.
seeing all of them, and like I know where Better Call Saul will end, because it's very clear it's gonna end when Walt and Jesse like meet him. At least I assume.
Well, there's the whole like current day storyline too.
Yeah.
You don't know where that's gonna go.
That's true. But like, I'm because whenever they first announced Better Call Saul, I remember being like, really? Like, I like Saul Goodman, but like, really? But I do, yeah. I ended up liking it a lot. But yeah,
Watch Severance. It's very good.
I need to, because we saw episode 1, I think, where it here together, where
You see, that's what I thought. I thought we watched the first episode together, and the rest.
And then that night, I was like,
That
all right,
night
log
you-
in on my
I-
TV.
yeah, I think
I'm
you
watching the
binged
rest
it,
of this
yeah.
now.
I watched, because the first episode ends with
not this is nothing on you, but I think it was like I knew if I told you, you wouldn't have, but if I showed you, you would have.
Yeah.
Well, it's one thing to be like, "Hey, dude, you'll like this. Check it out," and you could immediately just be like, "I've got other things I'm doing."
I think
you know what I mean?
that, like almost like 90% of the shows, 80% of the shows that I've shown BJ have become favorites. What We Do, which he then
Hates now because
No,
of the fucking-
I
well,
loved
no.
it enough to hate the ending.
Yeah.
yes, but I'm saying, but he watched
Binged it,
more
yeah.
than me.
yeah.
I had only watched like 2 seasons of it.
Yeah.
Then The Bear, and then Severance,
Well,
and then we all watched Game of Thrones, which was
Well,
great.
that's kind of been the thing for all of us is one of us will go, hey, check this out. And it becomes how long will it take the person to finally bite the bullet
That's
of
true.
doing that? And so, yes, but BJ usually, I will say, is pretty good at, with the exception of me telling you to play Yakuza because you had that experience with 6. You were like,
Yeah.
nah, I'm good. And then you finally did it. But usually you're pretty good at, like, trying out
But
something
now look at
fast.
where I am with
Yeah.
You know,
Yakuza.
this will make a quick tangent out of this. With how much I've been enjoying Stick of Truth, I might like the turn-based system of what's the newer one that has the turn-based?
Like a Dragon and Infinite Wealth.
Yeah.
If you do that, you have to play Like a Dragon first and then Infinite Wealth. It is aggressively
100%.
like a sequel thing.
Yeah, well, I'm just thinking like I like that system.
I think, I mean, Yakuza does turn-based better because it's more reactive. Like, to be fair, like, there's more you have to deal with. Like, in 8 specifically, it is positioning. Like, you have a circle where you move your character.
Yeah, you
and
can
then
move to
yeah.
like, I'll go over by this mailbox, and that way when I do my basic attack, it's a heat attack where I pick up the mailbox
Yeah.
and kill the guy with
And then, like, you'll see, like, if I hit him with
Hurt
this
the guy.
attack. Yeah.
Right.
You'll see, like, this attack, if I move here, will push him into that other guy. Like, there's, like, you'll see where the attack will go, what it will do. And then,
I'll severely hurt him.
yeah. So there's no death. At least until Project Century. That motherfucker was stabbing people.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you'd like 7 and 8, honestly.
So,
Well, back to the trailer story that we didn't finish.
Yeah, sorry.
We finished-
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
We finished Severance, and then immediately we had previously, before we started the season, watched the first teaser trailer.
Like the announcement of season 2 coming out.
Yeah, and we had watched that trailer.
When did that announcement come out? Was it like years ago or was it?
No, it was just like 2 months.
It was like the teaser trailer, and
When did
or
Severance?
they just call it teaser.
Did Severance come out before the pandemic? Is that why it's been taking so long?
Yes, and then the writer's strike
Yeah.
period as well.
So, and then we finished it, and there was a new trailer that dropped 2 days before we finished Severance, the first season.
Did y'all watch it or did you wait?
And
Well, why we booted up YouTube was to watch it. And then we get onto YouTube, and Matt was like, "No, we're not gonna watch it." And I was like, "Why?"
And I said because I don't.
We have to finish it.
I don't know because I didn't want any spoilers because I
Fair,
know
fair.
how people do trailers these days is we just get all this stuff.
Some of them, I will say. So
Majority of them,
majority, but I feel like it depends on the show and whatever. Because I feel like
especially with the show that at the time when we finished watching was what
all
like
about mystery.
less than a month
yeah.
before it came out, and I was like, okay, if we don't see it, I feel like it'd be way better it'll have less stuff spoiled. So we'll have more
My thing is, if
surprises.
it isn't a big like blockbuster movie, I feel like, or it's a Marvel movie trying to hide shit, where they'll intentionally put a CGI Hulk in a trailer, but then it's like actually he wasn't there the whole time.
I am off on Friday, so as soon as you get home, it's Severance time.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
So
I need to finish.
BJ
it,
got
yeah.
speaking of some good life stuff, BJ got a promotion.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, I mean it's a slight promotion. It's really just a raise for the most part, and I switch shifts. But the nice thing about it is that I don't have to work weekends anymore. I'll be on nights for a couple days a week. But the nice thing about nights is no one's gonna bother me, and I can just play like my fucking 3DS in the back
So
office.
nights are from what time to what time?
11 to 7 a.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
When does that start?
Wednesday.
Okay.
So you pretty much should be working Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
No,
Or-
no Fridays.
So the whole weekend. So you're just working the Monday.
It's like occasional Mondays, Wednesday and Thursday always.
You're getting closer to a normal schedule now.
right.
Before you were working 3 to 11, and now you're getting closer to
Right, I'm ending when everyone else is going into work, as opposed
Well,
to
you're doing an actual graveyard shift now. Pretty much, yeah.
You're getting closer to normal like mine, which is 7:30 and 3:30.
But it's $1.50 more and less dealing with fucking people, so I'm all about it.
yeah,
It pisses me off that you, in like a jealous way, that you can just play games at work. Where I'm like having to roll burritos for people or do shit, and I'm like, I'd rather be playing Cyberpunk right now.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, what's been nice about my job a little bit, other than what you were saying, is like I just do physical labor.
You're just constantly moving and doing something. Yeah.
Is now as more of a foreman, I'm now just like fixing problems, and then in between just making sure everyone's doing what they're supposed to. So I get a little bit more downtime during work, but that also means that like if there's a problem, I'm the person that has to fix it.
Yeah, more responsibilities.
But a little less work.
Speaking of responsibility,
Whoa.
I beat Spider-Man 100%.
So okay,
The main campaign.
I have to ask because I saw at least on Steam you also beat the heist.
Yeah, I just beat the heist last night after I finished the story.
Because I saw because I was just going. I like scrolled down on my studio. I was like, here's what your friends are doing. It literally said like, BG just earned an achievement.
Yeah,
complete
you
the
started
heist.
playing a game at 4 a.m. By the way,
I think it was Half-Life.
that's when you got online. Was 4 a.m.
I went to bed really early yesterday. Like I got home, went straight to bed, and I woke up at like 4, and then I was like, because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try like booting up Half-Life because I tried to do it before, tried to do it again. I booted it up, did the thing. I tried playing with mouse and keyboard because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna dock it, do the thing, play it like you're supposed to, and I was like, God, I hate mouse and keyboard. So then I immediately put in controller, and I liked it better, but I was like, I'm not gonna dedicate time to Half-Life right now. I'm gonna go play Cyberpunk. So then it got off of Steam. But yeah. So how do you like 2018's Marvel Spider-Man?
So the whole thing with it is like the first 2/3 of the game, it's divided into thirds weirdly, but the first 2/3 are just like the happy Mr. Incredible meme, and then the last third of the game is the image of Guts with his mouth open.
Dude, I don't think like it really like I get emotional playing video games, but I don't think I've ever like besides Final Fantasy 16 where like I cried. I fucking was crying at the end of Spider-Man.
That last conversation with Doc Ock really was like
That hurt me, and
holy
then
shit.
no, and then the breaking of Yuri Lowenthal's voice of I don't know what to do, and then when it cuts to black and you hear the heartbeat monitor go, it wrecked me. Dude.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
I was like no, and dude, that moment where he was like about to be like fuck the city.
It makes me way more sad because Aunt May in that game looks exactly like your mom.
Really?
And she does things that your mom would do. So every time I'm playing that game and I come across Aunt May, I'm just like, oh, what's up, Nancy?
Oh, Nancy.
So the ending was like, ooh.
Did Aunt May die?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? We don't get his uncle die?
Well,
This is
like 8 years after
He's been
started
Spider-Man
being
for a hot
Spider-Man.
minute.
So both of his
That's where Spider-Man
inherited
starts.
parents.
Yeah. By the end, by the start of Miles starts with because you're playing as Miles. Peter's like, I'm going on vacation. You can be a Spider-Man for a hot minute. You're good.
I wish listed that because I do want to see what the Miles game is all about. And then 2 is about to drop on Steam now.
Miles is really fun, especially like playing as him. The story is weak as fuck, especially the like main villain.
Do you think it was because it was developed from a DLC?
I mean, yeah, because if it was just another DLC, I probably would have like been more lenient with it because like, oh, it's not a full game. But they were like, here, it's a fucking PS5 launch title, and that was one of the first games I played on my PS5.
The story of the heist was really fucking good.
I like the heist is good, and then I think the last one, the part 2 is definitely like the weakest.
I started Gang Wars, and so far it's really just making me care about Yuri more, which is good and needed for me.
I'm gonna be very interested in how you like 2 because 2 I think is still a pretty good game, but there's moments where I'm like, this,
Well, I
2 clearly feels like it was rushed.
but I know where it's going because fucking Harry has the symbiote.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see some black suit shit.
Oh, I have a lot of problems with Spider-Man 2. Yuri Lowenthal getting to do Bully Maguire shit is not one of them. It is some of the
Love
fun.
that.
It's the best.
It's
like,
pizza time.
well,
pizza
dude,
time.
he like they made him be
My
like
favorite edit is the one where he smashes the camera, jumps, farts, and then does the
Reed. Yeah.
My favorite is he's walking around with the pizza, and then he sees that car flip over, and then he just goes,
and then walks away.
yeah.
My other one, which is it's just called YouTube poop. It's the one where he
Rest in peace, you two poops.
Those are so funny, dude.
where Tobey Maguire goes in to sell the photos, and he goes, it's
Are you
just,
serious?
can I have it in a van? And he goes, and then it's this explosion.
How did,
Love those.
That's why we all love J.K. Simmons.
Yeah.
how did you like?
I'm gonna do a quick shout out. First of all, play some games with Rafe and
Nice.
Jack Burrows. Both of them.
Big shout out to our boy Jack.
Yeah, if you know, you know.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
Probably
Also-
can't say it on the pod, but hey,
Yeah,
congrats, brother.
I won't, because we're not gonna.
I don't wanna get him in trouble
Yeah,
again.
we're not gonna jeopardize anything.
Unrelated to that, we do need to talk about our experiences with season 1
Of
Marvel Rivals.
yeah, let's get into. Completely unrelated. We're so fucking subtle.
Well, it was kind of subtle until you went.
Well, no, it started with me just kind of going and like tilt over it, and Matt went, "Oh fuck." Matt, cut this out.
It's not good.
It's
Jeff,
not.
clip it.
But
Yeah, how is season 1 so far?
It's really fucking good. The new stage they added is really fun.
Yeah.
I like the whole like dark aesthetic they're doing.
Yeah, 'cause they have the two major skins for both Mr. Fantastic and Sue, or like
Invisible Woman.
but
is-
even
bro, her whole ass is just hanging out in that one skin.
yeah.
yeah.
Jesus.
But they've added a bunch of skins in that battle pass that I've seen nobody talk about, like the black and red Moon Knight. Matt didn't even know existed until I brought it up in the car the other day.
I didn't buy the battle pass for this one, which I should, but
I mean, at least buy it before it ends so that you can work on it later.
yeah.
But
dude, more games need to fucking do that.
I agree. But the Wolverine one,
Helldivers does it. You can work on every
Yeah.
battle pass, even if you hadn't bought it.
that's awesome.
See, yeah, Helldivers is the best of that scenario. Because like my thing was, I'm like, I really don't want this battle pass system to die with Halo Infinite. That would be so sad. But I'm glad at least Helldivers and now Marvel are being like, yeah, fuck it, dude, buy it, work on it, you do you, I guess.
I desperately wish Fortnite would do that. But
The Fortnite runs off FOMO though. That's kind of the point, and I feel like
Yeah, especially when like people be selling accounts with skins.
yeah,
like their whole bit is like, oh, better ask your mom for that credit card. You're not gonna get the
remember
one weird
when,
ass skin.
When what's the skull trooper? What was it? Skull.
yeah, Skull Trooper.
When they went back to the shop, people were pissed.
Well,
People
They're
sold.
like, I was
account-
just trying to sell this account.
People were selling accounts.
Well, I mean,
for-
that was kind of the point where like, because for like Epic had said we will not do that, and then they just went. Anyway, here's a Skull Trooper. See ya. I know.
mean, I see like John Wick in the store every now and then.
Did you see
Love that skin.
Did you see the fucking leak of the actual like, hey, the Devil May Cry collab is actually
It's a
happening?
devious leak.
No, I
devious link.
didn't see that. I hope it does.
It's gonna be Dante for sure. Do you think we'll get? We'll probably get Virgil. Do you think Nero gets put in or no?
I think they'd
Or is
rather
it just
do,
gonna do Dante and then his stuff?
I think they'd rather do like Dante and Lady, or Dante and Trish, because they always want to have a female character
Yeah.
included.
Did you get the Cyberpunk one?
I need to get on there and get Johnny.
I wish they would have given like a skin difference of like, oh, here's V and it's male or female.
Yeah.
But they just went with the cover art for
To
Ultimate
be fair,
Edition.
I haven't played Fortnite in so long.
I have it re-downloaded because a lot of my like little cousins want to play. I just haven't texted them that I'm available. But to be fair, my job, I get home late where they're all starting to go to bed, so I'm like, there goes that.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
just so much other stuff that feels more interesting to me,
Yeah.
which is, to be fair, I'm actually happy about that. Because usually when I play Fortnite, it's when I'm
It's
like,
because there's nothing else to play, and you just
Yeah.
kind of want to hang out with somebody.
yeah, and like,
Yeah.
and now I have two games that I have that I can
Helldivers and
no that I can have that I
Oh.
can play when I'm not wanting to play a multiplayer game, and that's Stick of Truth and Balatro.
how do you like Balatro? Because that was the thing. I
I
have
like
not
it.
started it because I know I'm gonna get fucking addicted to it.
It's very fun. It's an easy way to pass the time. There's a lot of math involved, and that's the one thing that makes is
Well,
like
it
is
is-
strenuous
yeah.
on my head where I go, oh, do I pick this card because this one's a plus 40, but technically this is a 1.5 multiplier. So if I
Oh,
think about
yeah.
it, the 1.5 is actually better.
But you'll get to a point where you're like, you just know,
becomes
and then you'll be
second
like, I'm a
nature.
fucking
Yeah,
genius.
yeah. Once you essentially you just want more multipliers because the multipliers take the score that you get at the end and then multiply it.
Yeah.
So even if it's like if you have like 160, but you have one that's plus 40, it only puts it up to 200.
But then if you have like times 1.5 times 2,
1.5,
times whatever,
that means it turns it from 160 to that it adds 80 because it's 80 is half of that, so it's actually more. So you're thinking about that, and then you're leveling up your cards, and you're doing, instead of like, oh, I could do if you did like a straight flush, which is like all the cards
in a row
and the same suite, you're like, that's a really good card. But because you've leveled up 2 pair, you're doing
just rocking 2 pairs consistently. Yeah.
You can it scores you way higher, but it all depends on how you build your decks.
Yeah.
But then you can do stuff like, oh, I have a Joker card where if all the cards that are played with hearts get a bigger multiplier. So then you're using your tarot cards to change almost all of your deck into heart cards, so that you're playing more so you can just do crazy builds like that. I still feel like I'm
The
playing,
children yearn for Chain of Memories.
I still feel like I'm playing like at like a elementary school level, because I saw some guys in Discord that are like, he's like, yeah, I've beat up until like the green deck, and I was like, first of all, I haven't even, or not green deck, like I haven't even unlocked the deck that you're trying to beat, because I haven't even beat any of these. You can unlock decks, but beating them is you literally go through all the different boss blinds.
Yeah.
And I haven't done that, and I'm still like trying to find one that I can beat any of them, because each different deck gives you certain buffs or debuffs, and so like I'm just picking the deck that has the best buffs for me, which is essentially just gives me the most money, so I can just buy stuff and upgrade. But it's like, again, I still feel like I'm like in elementary school playing a game while I'm watching people playing it at a college level.
It's been funny because I was in a Discord with like my Mo's employees that we play games with. My buddy Tanner was playing, because he's like, here, let me show you Ball Ultra, because I knew it was like poker roguelike. That's all I knew about it realistically. But he was like, here, let me show you. I've never seen a man lock in harder in a video game. And like I've seen these people play like Call of
clearly
Duty
you
and
haven't
shit.
seen me play Persona 4 Dancing.
Fair. But like I've seen these people play Call of Duty where it's like all like you know those moments in like multiplayers where it gets silent because everybody's like so invested. He got that for Ball Ultra. I was like, so how is? I would ask him a question, nothing, and I'm watching his stream on Discord. And I'm like, he's in, like you can tell, like I can tell when he's thinking of moves and doing this, and I was just like, all right. And so I literally was like talking to everybody else, and then after a while he was like, you literally go like, oh, whoa, that was a run or whatever, and then I was like, oh, you're done with Ball Ultra, and he goes, oh, hey, what's up, man? What's like? He literally just forgot that I was there. I was like, okay.
Well, like I was watching somebody Casey playing it, and he had it at like game speed 1, and I was like, what are you doing? Like I'm playing at game speed 4, because when it does it, it goes like through all the things that multiply, and when you do it, it just goes like ding, 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 and I was like, you're like, I don't have time to go through all this. I just want to get through to the next round. So I'm like, do. Next, pick the cards. Do. I was like, no, we're not. I'm not playing games. I'm trying to get through these faster.
I'm playing games here.
But it makes me think though that I will like Inscription even more, because it's not math based.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like, oh, it's this card.
I think Inscription,
nothing goes over like number 7.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Inscription, and I think Slay the Spire are two of the card things I want to
That's
try.
the one. Yeah,
That's the one Joey was playing forever.
And it's installed on my
Slay the
computer.
Spire 2 is coming out, right? Or is it already out?
It might be already out. I'm not sure.
What was the thing they announced from the devs of Slay the Spire at the Game Awards? I think there was something, right?
I don't know.
Probably.
We mentioned this briefly, but we went to Shabu Shabu, which is a hot pot place in Nashville.
Great.
Incredible.
Jesus Christ. The next time I go, I know to not, but like, because I definitely think I overstuffed.
Don't get
on the
any
gyoza.
carbohydrates.
I got too much gyoza because I was like, oh fuck yeah, dude, I love gyoza. And then I was like, by the end, I was like, the last few pieces of meat, I'm like, I gotta eat this thing. Yeah. So I definitely need to just be like one or two, maybe a little sushi, one or two, and then meat.
Yes.
That was the first time I ate that day at 4 p.m. So
Yeah.
I was raring to go.
Yeah.
Well, there was moments where me and Matt were clearly done, and you had gone back, I think, twice more, and we were just kind of like,
It was. I think it was just like one more huge
Yeah.
big plate. But
yeah, but we it was definitely a moment where we're like, Me and Matt were just kind of like chopsticks were on the plate.
I wasn't as hot as the last time we went.
Yeah,
because we went in winter.
fucking cold as shit in there.
Yeah.
That was perfect.
It was perfect.
I definitely agree.
And
with,
every
with,
time somebody walked in to open the door, we'd get like a fresh burst of cold air, which kind of evened
Being
out.
sat right next to the door was definitely helpful.
Oh, it was probably the best seating we got.
That was great because we got there right before the rush.
4 p.m. is a good time because, to be fair, like I wasn't hungry the rest of the evening.
Yeah, I was good.
Yeah.
I was set.
I went to bed like a couple hours later, full as fuck. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm good, dude.
Yeah.
What were you saying? We were like, oh, let's try to do this like what is it, once every month or like every couple or whatever it was.
Once every month.
I'd be
Doesn't
down.
seem too terrible.
I'd be down because I that was good enough that like I can like if we do it like once every month, I'm not going. Well, I've had the beef this time. Now I'm gonna try the lamb. Or I'm gonna do this like try new shit.
It is fun. It's
One
just
of
a lot
those-
of work doing the shrimp and the crawfish.
Scrimp.
Shrimp.
One of these days, I definitely want to grab the bowl of ramen and try it. But then like
I bet in the Szechuan it'd be really good, but
that Szechuan, I want to try the teriyaki ones you got or the sukiyaki that you got.
was
That
very
was
good.
definitely really good.
It was very yummy.
The Szechuan was really good and had a just like I got the what was it the mild, just the right amount of kick.
because
for
I
me, where
put
was like,
sriracha in my dipping sauce, which I think was good.
Balance.
Still getting heat on the dipping sauce.
So, a little Celica update. When I bought the car in like June or July, it didn't come with AC, and I had to drive that home for like 2 hours on like the hottest day of the year. That was fun. Finally fixed the AC, replaced the condenser, got it charged and everything. That was running great. Get to winter right before it snows. I had to drive to my grandma's funeral. The fucking blower motor went out, so no heat.
oh fun.
So tomorrow I'm gonna try to fix that with my dad, and then I also have a sound system to put in, and headlights and taillights.
I was gonna say
It's getting closer to being a cool car.
I was gonna say how like so sound system. Well, obviously the heat, but like sound system, headlight, taillight, and is that it, or do you have a couple more?
I have other things that I want to fix.
What is it? Those are gonna be like, all right, it's now drivable. It's perfect condition. I can now go.
But you also, which is one of the cooler things that I've always wanted to do to a car, is you have coilovers.
That's true. My suspension was fucked when I got it, and I was like, why don't I just go all out?
Coilovers are very cool.
When my tire popped, I took it to Discount Tire, and the guy was like, "Yeah, let's just go take a look at the car," trying to like upsell me on some shit. And he was like, "Well, you clearly don't need struts." I was like, "Yeah, that's right, bitch. Just give me my fucking tire."
I need to go to discount.
I have
soon.
to. I need what? So to be fair, on mine, it's a newer truck, so there's not really anything. But I've noticed though that I do need an alignment, which makes sense because coming in like it's purely driving on Nashville roads and getting in our driveway on the rocky side. It's like all the huge bumps that I go over.
That's when I know I have coilovers just pulling into the driveway because I'll fucking bounce.
So I need to do that, and then
We're gonna come home one day. BJ's gonna get so into this car that it's gonna start doing the suspension bounce shit
yeah,
in a
Some
fucking
lowrider shit.
Celica.
some hydraulics.
I do. The next thing I want to fix is the sunroof because that is just completely cracked and it's being held together with like Flex Seal. So I'm gonna either have to get one fabricated or buy the actual panel.
Fix that shit with flex tape.
Yeah, it's
Billy
literally
Mays here.
it's literally just been poured over with Flex Seal and then one big piece of Flex tape on the
Nice.
top. So I'm gonna get that fixed,
That's a lot of damage.
and then like after that, it's pretty much good. I do want to do some cosmetic stuff. I want to get the windows retinted.
I know you want to. Is it black and red? Is the vibe or yeah?
Yeah. I got to get that new spoiler for the back. And then I want to do a body kit, but that's probably way down the road. So
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that it's close enough that like you are because obviously the AC notwithstanding, you're now more comfortably like I can drive this and not fear for my life on the road.
yeah.
Because what was it you were doing? You had to like. You were driving it and you had to like go and turn off something or like unplug something. Was it?
Because the belt system was fucked.
Yeah. I remember you had to do that. Where you're like, all right, we're gonna go here, and then you had to like get a pair of tweezers or pliers or whatever. And then like, I was like, oh god, dude.
Yeah.
What, were you removing a fuse or something?
Yeah, I think so. something like that.
I think
For the lights, right?
Oh yeah,
yeah,
because
because there was that period of time where the one blinker was just stuck on.
yeah. So you had to like actually like make sure that was
Oh,
off
and
completely.
you had to
You
pull
got the
up.
battery disconnect.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
battery disconnect.
That's what it was. Because I remember that. I was like, brother, you need to just drive
To be
something
fair,
else.
on those kind
please.
of cars, even like cars from that age have such parasitic leaks that like even though you're using it every day is gonna have a parasitic leak. So having battery disconnects are like good. The older you get, the more you want a battery disconnect just to save batteries, and it's a nice little upgrade. I want to have mine interior mounted so that it's a switch that I flip inside the car that turns on the battery, and then I can start the car. So it'll be
Yeah, when we were looking at them online, Matt was like, "You should get this one that goes on your key fob, and you just click it on the remote." And I was like, "I don't need that. That's a lot."
I need to get. I probably need to get a new battery soon for my car. And
I mean, I'm gonna need that for my Porsche because there's such parasitic leaks in old cars.
You need to get that clutch done.
We do. I just
when you get the Porsche fully set up, I feel like because I can just imagine now, like you guys riding on the road. He's on the Celica, you on the porch.
On the porch.
Yeah,
On the
yeah,
porch.
yeah. He's on the
Hey,
porch.
yeah.
I'm on the Celica,
Hey.
and Matt's on the porch yelling at me.
hey, get out of here!
Get off my lawn.
Yeah,
Get
well,
out
no,
there.
Matt's on the porch
I mean,
because
sure,
he still
I
hasn't
just-
messed with the Porsche.
I don't know. I just need some really good help fixing some stuff, and it's just a bigger job that I'm really comfortable doing. I can do brakes all day. I can do.
Yeah, brakes are easy.
Yeah.
Rotors are easy.
So it's a bigger thing that I'm a little scared to do, and I think if I got a couple friends over and did it, or took it to your grandpa's, garage, I think I could do it. But it's just one of those things that
It's kind of like you can say you want to do
It's
that all you
daunting.
want.
It's
It's actually getting to the let's do it stage. Because yeah, you can say like, yeah, that's a good idea, but actually executing said idea can be like a whole like daunting task in and of itself.
yeah. So that's where I'm at.
I want to talk a little bit about Cyberpunk because that's been the thing I've
I'm gonna piss.
obsessed my life with.
Mm-hmm.
So I was originally starting Witcher 3 because I beat Witcher 2 again, and I was like, I love Witcher 2 and I want to play Witcher 3 again because it's been a minute since I played Witcher 3. I was like, I want to do that. But then of course on I guess my YouTube recommended there was like a Cyberpunk lore video about like Raish Bartmoss, and I was like, I'll watch that. Watch that. I was like, oh, that's fucking cool. Went from that to like the Blackwall AI. All this
And
shit.
every time Luke has watched one of these videos, he texts me about it.
Yeah.
Like, what do you know about Rich Bartmoss?
Well, to be fair, it's because you're the only other person that has obsessed over this like this. Because like everybody else I know who's played Cyberpunk played the game and watched Edge Runners, and that's it. You're the only because
Yeah, I went deep enough to create my own universe
Yeah.
that fits in with that.
like you know because I was watching the playlist you sent me. So like that's where it was like, oh hell yeah, BJ knows this shit. I can talk to him about it. Whereas if I tried to mention this to like Tanner or Matt or whoever, they'd be like, that's cool. Well, who's that? And I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
So like I was every time I'm like, yo dude, this shit crazy.
Real Cyberpunk fans know the importance of Morgan Blackhand.
Yeah, well, and I still think I don't know where I'm at yet. Part of me wants to believe it's Mr. Blue Eyes, but I'm kind of leaning more towards the Mr. Blue Eyes being an AI, because every time someone's eyes turn blue, it's because there's data transfers.
I think it's Mr. Blue Eyes is a copy of
Morgan.
Blackhand. Yeah.
I definitely think it's an AI something, or like kind of like a Alt Cunningham kind of vibe, where it's like the real Alt is either dead or something else. This is an AI who
Well, there's
took that.
a recreation of Alt that's running around.
Well, because I know Spider Murphy got one of the, like at the end of the Arsaga tower bombing, she had the actual like, this is her consciousness, and I think because of the shit happening, she released it to the net.
Well, there's an adventure manual where it's just like one long quest of whoever your party is, and then Art going to find Johnny's actual body.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I want to read all that shit, like all the like the books and whatnot, because I have the no coincidence novel, which apparently deals with AI more too, where it's clearly they're teasing the fact that the AI escaping the black wall is not an if but a when,
Yeah.
and it's like that's got to be what Orion is about. So, but yeah, so I got basically watching the lore videos, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna play Cyberpunk. And I have lost my life to this game more than I did the last time. Well, no, because the last time I usually, when I play games like this, but it has like heavy choice and consequence and stuff like this, I usually go in it where I'm gonna pick a style to play, and I'm gonna play it like that, and I'm gonna role play it, right? Where it's like, no, I'm gonna do V like this. I started that, but then I said, fuck it. There's a side quest there, I'm doing it. There's a gig there, I'm doing it. NCPD like scanner thing, I'm doing it. So like before I even did, like Takamura's over here going, hey, we need to go do the float assassination thing, or go talk to Hanako on the float.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's cool. I did all of Judy's questline, River's questline, and Panam's questline before I even went to that. And so I did all that. I've done most of the side quests, to where the only quest that was on my ticker before that was the Cyber Psychos. I had done all of Delamain's quest too, where I'm like, damn.
Cyber Psychos is a pretty easy quest line to get through.
Well,
I mean, not easy, and I mean, there's some that are like difficult.
Yeah, but like for the most part, like that's just like
you just find all the markers on the map and you just go to
yeah.
them.
But I've done literally everything where like then I got to Act 3 where it's like, hey, we need to go speak to Hanako at Embers, and I went, huh, no. And the first quest I did was meeting Lizzie Wizzy and doing her quests, and then then Rogue was like, hey, I know where Smasher is, let's go find him. And I got the jacket, did the date with her and Johnny, and then I ended my last session where I'm now getting Samurai back together. So that's where I'm at now.
I really, the last playthrough that I did was the first time I ever did Carrie's quests,
His quests are great.
and they really could have led to another romance, but I guess
Blue
they
Moon?
just just
Yeah.
didn't have time to put it in, which is really sad.
It's what I was saying, I think, at the Shabu Shabu. I was like, I think if they want to continue what they did with this game, give us the like 4 main ones, just add 2 more. To me, because it's like, then you can have, because you can do what you did with Cyberpunk, where it's like, all right, here's the one for the straights, here's the one for the gays, here's the ones for the lesbians, here's whatever. And then you just give 2 more where it's like, hey, if you don't fuck with this one, here's another bitch you can try. Instead of like, I don't fuck with Pan Am. Tough shit, I guess. Or like, hey, I don't really like River at all.
Who doesn't fuck with Pan Am?
Pan Am is the
idiots.
best character.
Well, like, it's also the thing, like, if you're just like a straight woman who plays the game, it's like River is your choice, and it's like that's it. It's like, damn, that's crazy. And
River,
despite the fact that Carrie is canonically bi, he just doesn't fuck with female V. But whatever.
Understandable.
Yeah.
I don't fuck with female.
I mean,
either.
shit. If you
Yeah.
see his wife on that picture, giant titties. V can barely get like C cups.
Yeah.
So speaking of, one thing that I'm excited for, which I know is going to be titles. We're gonna have titles and thumbnail art in the next couple of episodes. But once you start playing The Witcher, I am so.
He's gonna get so like.
I'm
yeah.
so excited to deep dive into this. Oh my!
Maybe I'll do
God.
that thing where I play it on my own and then I'll refuse to talk to you about it outside of the podcast.
Or no, he just plays it and then like one
Are you
podcast.
referencing something that I do?
No, I think that would be a fun thing to do.
Well, like you don't know he's playing The Witcher 3.
Yeah, but
until
it'll
the
be
pod.
hard because BJ will like be playing in his room, and then he'll come out and be like, "I have to talk to somebody."
Or you'll
about
come
it."
in and be like, "Hey, what you doing? Can I hear
No,
your vape?"
no. What's gonna happen is
And he'll
Matt's
be
gonna
like, "First, this happened." I'll be like, "Oh my god, that's such a good
no.
quest."
What's gonna happen is Matt's gonna be on Discord playing Helldivers or whatever. He's gonna look over. He goes, "Lingering Will is playing The Witcher 3," and he's gonna burst through. I'm like, "Why didn't you tell me?"
Well, I told him I was going to start it after I finished Spider-Man. I'm just on the DLC.
That was
now,
So
that was 2 episodes ago.
So once
and
you-
that's when why I brought it up today when you were like, "I'm finished Spider-Man." I was like,
he's got the 2 DLCs. So once you finish Spider-Man, Witcher 3 is the next.
Yeah.
Not Spider-Man, then Miles Morales, then okay.
No, I'm waiting for a sale for Miles Morales.
I almost, because I was kind of in like the cyberpunk mood, and then because I was like kind of into Half-Life for a little bit, I was like looking up some shit. I kind of wanted to play Deus Ex again because it's been a hot minute since I played those games.
I've never played those.
I never played the originals, but Human Revolution was like I didn't know it was Square Enix because they bought Eidos Montreal. But that game I fucked around with on the 360 hard, and then I never played the sequel. But I was like, you know what, I could fuck with these. But I went on Steam and it's like, I'll wait for a sale.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you start Witcher 3, That's gonna be a fun. Yeah, this is gonna be Matt's like Roman Empire shit of like, this is all he.
Yeah, I'm thinking when we move and we get a new side quest. This is so random.
Yeah.
It's so random. But I was thinking about this. You know that like at Home Depot when you go to like the carpet section or like the section where they have yeah, I guess the carpet section, you can buy like fake grass. And I was like, what if we put the fake grass on the wall and then get one of those cool LED signs and then put that on top of it?
You want this wall to be green?
What? Oh, you're right.
Immediate.
You're right.
He made you think about it for a second.
I'm glad I said it though.
Yeah.
We could do like shag carpeting of a certain color. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You know, you go like classic like 80s wood paneling with the thing on it too.
It would. Yeah, you're right. It would be weird having it green.
Yeah.
Yeah, people would think we're like a health and wellness thing.
That's true.
Hey guys, today we're going to be drinking exclusively kombucha on side quests.
What was the
Dude,
the thing
that's
that they
one
said in Spectre? It was like a probiotic.
Oh, yeah, the
probiotic green drink, and he says, "How about you just put that in the toilet to skip
the middleman?"
middleman?"
Yeah. Dude, if we that's one of those things where like I would want to be picky with sponsors because I don't give a shit if they said, "Hey, we're a kombucha company, we would love to sponsor you." I'd be like, "We're good."
Yeah.
Absolutely
I have
fine.
had hard kombucha, which makes more sense.
Well, because you live
Yeah,
in
because it's all
California.
just fermented shit.
Yeah, it's like so.
They'd make that shit in prison every day.
Yeah, it's like that's where I'm like, why am I drinking this like slightly alcohol beverage for my gut when I could be like drinking at maybe a healthy beer? That sounds more interesting.
Or just drink a smoothie and then drink a fucking beer.
That's true. That's true.
That's one thing is yeah, just drink like a fruit smoothie with
That
like,
way,
kale and shit in it.
You have two things that are going to taste good and your day's not going to be dog shit.
That's true. That's true.
What was the remember the era of like Tiny Meat Gang where they went to the Kombucha King's like house or whatever that shit was?
Yeah.
Holy fuck. That
He
that
is
dude
back.
scared the shit out of me.
Back before the allegation.
Oh yeah, Cody posted the video. I forgot
Yeah,
about
he's
that.
like
Really?
Essentially, he was like, "All right, I'm coming back because I can't live my life without posting because my whole life has been
on the internet.
Just on the internet.
on the internet. So I'm just gonna come back if you want to follow. You know, if you
He
wanna watch
basically
what
said,
I
"Hey,
watch."
look, some shit happened. If you want to continue following me, cool. If not, I understand." And I'm like, "Fucking, you understand, dog?"
I miss him.
I miss him too, but like, I don't know, man. Like, he clearly has a type.
I miss Louis C.K.
All I'm saying is Tana Mojo.
I mean, I don't like Tana Mojo either, but like, it wasn't just her. So that was my thing. I was like, if it was, I'm gonna be honest, if it was just Tana, I probably wouldn't have believed it. Considering like fucking 3 other bitches came in with like photo evidence and text proof and shit. I was
Yep.
like,
You know,
That's when I was like, you know
all
what?
I'm saying.
What are you saying, man?
Here we go. Buckle in, boys.
Is Michael Jackson did not touch enough boys to not make me stop listening to his music, okay?
Yep.
R. Kelly is the remix to Ignition, hot and fresh out the kitchen. Mama rolling that body, got every man in here.
here wishing,
See?
sipping on coke and rum.
Look, hey, look.
All I'm saying,
There is a threshold.
there's a line.
Sometimes the artist is good enough to separate art from art.
Exactly. Exactly.
But
I
not
mean,
the baby.
and all I'm saying is I miss laughing my ass off.
Well, for me,
Cody Covid.
I laughed more with Noel than Cody.
I laughed more with them together.
Well, yeah,
than
but the thing is-
Noel separate.
But
Yeah.
then, well, I still think Noel's fucking way more funnier than Cody. But like their chemistry together was
The
better.
podcast has to be suffering now that it's just Noel.
He's been interviewing a shit ton of people. He just had like he's been kind of because he's doing his own stand up now and shit. He's got like actual comedians on his podcast, so it's actually kind of worked. But yeah, to be fair, I've only listened to like 1 or 2 since like they stopped because the whole bit was Cody and Noel.
Yeah.
So, but you know, they're never gonna work together again. So that's kind of where I'm like,
we'll see what happens in 5 years.
yeah, we'll see. Yeah,
Internet forgets.
Reunion tour.
yeah, they're fucking.
I mean, seriously, like it's so fast how people just forget about stuff and just move on with their lives.
Facts. Nobody even remembers what Luke did at this point.
yeah,
That's right.
honestly.
That's true.
I mean, no, we don't. Have
I mean-
yeah. I mean,
I remember.
I
Pepper.
remember.
Well, what was
I
the
maybe.
Pepperidge Farm remembers?
Yeah.
Well, now that we got everything else out of the way, I want to thank our sponsor, Dubby. Use code TakeItSleazy at checkout for 10% off. And you'll get yourself some Jitterless energy with no artificial colors using the coffee bean extract. And
We need to contact them about the creator thing. See if we
Yeah,
can get something
yeah.
in there.
I just got an
Creator.
email where they were doing another one.
yeah, creator collabs.
Whether it's our own flavor or a shaker. I'd want the shaker because it's like you could just have that forever.
It's permanent, yeah.
Yeah,
The biggest part of that is the recognition that we would get, and we'll only get that if you subscribe.
for real.
That's right.
Subscribe and then you can get a side quest shaker at Dubby possibly.
Eventually.
Yeah, we'll get there.
But until then, take it
always-
sleazy. Shut up, bitch. It's my line.
That's fair. I was gonna say as always.
Oh,
It's either me or man.
Cut the feed.
Your turn.
That was so fucking funny.
I sent it to like Lee, Adam, Avery, and Cody, all to be like to show them.